Morning, 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 morning. Good morning. How's everybody? Oh, back to black screen. I expect it will clear up. Hey, we're back in black, back in black. What's going on? Bum cracks here. Morning, Ray Ray. Japus. Chastity. Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And the words of the prophet are written on the subway walls. Da, 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 dun, dun. Hey, morning, Jake. Painted it black. So, are we still black? Yeah, we're still black. What the heck? Well, I don't know. Did this a few times a couple of months ago, and then it went away, and now it's back. What can I say? You know, something between Central Texas and YouTube. Just slow to become clear. Jake, you want to come on? I don't know where Tom is. Tom's having one of his mornings. Oh, no, there's Tom.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I haven't had my computer on since Friday evening, and I had to wait for a update.
Update. Hellfire, Sadie.
How are you today?
I'm all right now. I'm going to probably be sore later because I bought some more stuff at auction. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm finishing up today, Jake.
There comes a point where
When do you think it's been repaired, James? Do you have a good sales over the weekend?
bum, 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 and this is here. Morning, and this Tom and his fancy black drop, backdrop, black drop, backdrop.
Yeah.
Morning, King. Are you still painting, Tom?
Oh yeah, I'm still painting. I told him I said I was finishing up today.
Finishing today. You're supposed to be done with it last weekend.
Well, you know what? I'm old as hell, and my joints going up and down the step stool just could not take it anymore.
I'm sure I would still not be done.
So I got our bedroom to and then I got to do the trim. But the trim I can do sitting in a chair.
Uh, got I don't know. I cleared out some room in my back shed to put new inventory.
So what did you buy, Todd?
I tried to corner the market on air blade hand dryers. So, and they're big and heavy, which it's not very smart,
Excuse me.
but we'll get through it. Yep. Yeah, I look at pallets of Dyson and Mitsubishi. You know those wall air dryers you stick your hands down into?
Yeah.
I had 4 pallets of those at the auction yesterday. Actually, Saturday.
How many did you buy?
I bought 2 pallets.
Oh Lord! Did Gwen just like
She
roll
doesn't
her
know what
eyes
I
at
bought
you and
yet.
say, "Where?" Thank you, Anissa.
I cleared out some pretty good room in the back shed. It should all fit, but guys peeing those gross. I suppose some guys would. But yeah, let me show you here. Let's see. Present. Da, da, da. God, these things are not small either, which I don't need to be doing this at my age. Oh, I think I got rid of the pictures. Dadgummit. Okay, never mind about screen sharing them. Already took down the pictures. That wasn't very smart. Uh, let's see. Got. Have I still got pictures on the phone? I probably do. Let's see. Let's see. Well, bum, bum, bum. Trying to show you, but sorry about the unpreparedness.
Lag and Mr. Sadie's going to start an intervention because you're spending too much of their inheritance.
They weren't all that expensive. I bought them for they averaged like $10 per unit, and even I've seen them sell untested for like over 200. So that's a good profit potential. Da-da. Uh, golly, maybe I just totally deleted them. Oh well. Anyway, take my word for it. Let's see. I can yeah, here I can show some of what I got.
Excuse me.
Doo-doo. So they're all used, and they're just stacked on pallets. But there you go. I think I got like around 40 units. Did I get it all listed? No, I haven't even picked it up yet. I think it's going to take 2 truckloads because I got some other stuff too. I bought some light bulbs.
Speaking of truckloads, this is just let's jump off the front porch for a minute. If you ever rent a truck or a car, whatever, and it's got a lockable gas cap on it,
Daphne, what are you doing?
make sure they check the lock to make sure it works before you leave. Because I rented a truck to take some stuff to the dump, and I was supposed to put it back to where the gas where it was at. Now I was only gone an hour, and most of that was loading and unloading. So I stopped and I was gonna put like $10 worth of gas to take it back up to a half tank. And I couldn't get the gas cap off. It wouldn't unlock. So finally I just said some unkind words, and then we went back to Lowe's. And when I was checking it in, I told the girl, I said, I didn't put any gas in it because I can't get the gas cap off. So she went out there and she tried to get it off and she couldn't. the department manager, he went out there and tried to get it off. He couldn't. So it was like $21 all total. Anyway, I told him, I said, I would have been totally screwed if I couldn't have gotten this gas cap off and had to have gas. So, like I said, make sure you can get the gas cap off if you rent a vehicle, especially if it's got a lockable gas cap. So, anyhow, there you go. There's your helpful tip of the day. Now let's jump back up on the couch, up on the porch. What you got? So that's all you bought, Todd? Was the air dryers?
No, I got some other stuff.
Now
Oh, here we
I
go. I
know
got
you're
a
going to put
picture.
them in a box. So before I say how you're going to ship that, I know you're going to put it in a box. But how are you going to? They look big and they look heavy. Is that like a freight service or is that going to be local pickup? Even though you live in a population, town's got a population of 500.
No, I'll just have to buy big boxes and ship them FedEx. Okay, here we go. Boom. So a pallet is 4 feet long, right?
Right. So you got what? One, two, three, four,
So
five,
they're about
six.
a little over 2 feet long. And I suppose everybody has used a air blade. But there you go.
Is this pallet too deep? I mean, is there two more behind these, or is it just pack?
Yeah, this is, and there's the model number of one of Mitsubishi one. So, yeah, there's like 20 on a pallet. One, two, three, four, five. They're stacked 5 high, and there's 2 rows of 10. And so about, and I bought 2 pallets of these.
And you paid $375 for a pallet.
I paid $375 for that one, but I got this one for $45. Go figure. I think this one slipped by the people besides me that wanted some.
Right.
I think the other bidders on these missed this pallet. So I got these for what, about $1.50 each? No, about $3 each. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, they're stacked 5 high, 2 across, and then another row behind. So I think there's like just right around exactly 20 per pallet.
Now, do they take regular 110 or does it take 220?
Uh, they can be either. I'm hoping they're all 110 because I think those are easier to sell.
Well, I was also, you could um, you could test them if you wanted to see if they blow. Because that's all they do is they're fans, right? Or do they get warm too?
I think they're just fans, but they got that high speed air,
Yeah.
and there's sensors on them. They turn on when you stick your hands in and turn
Okay.
off when you pull your hands out. So there's some electronicals to them.
Is there? Have you seen any comps?
Yeah, I looked at comps. They look pretty good. So I also bought this pallet of light bulbs. I don't know why. They're pretty. They were pretty cheap, $25. I don't know if they're fixtures or bulbs. I think they're just bulbs. Okay, so that may have been a bad buy. I don't know. This probably isn't my worst buy ever. And then I bought some old junky tools. It's got a edger and a chop saw. Looks like a metal chop saw. And it's got a drill press. So those will be real light and easy to ship.
That looks like a mixer. I know it's a drill press, but that looks like a mixer.
It's not a mixer. It's a drill press. It's right there.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, and I don't know what's in the bucket. I didn't go. I didn't go.
The
I didn't go
the
preview this. I just went out the pictures.
like you point, you can see me pointing, but that square thing with the circle in the middle, then another circle in the middle, looks like the the twisty thing on a bass boat seat. You know, like you'd sit up at the front of the boat.
Yeah, or that's the bottom of something that mounts to a table.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
What else you
So
get?
that was it. About 4 pallets. Two of
That's
the
all.
two of the air blade hand dryers and one of the tools and one of the light bulbs.
And this is that look like a scrap pile.
it, it probably is. Let's see. Morning, Mike.
That's it, Jameis.
They
That's
also had a,
it.
they also had a couple of pallets of those military cases, but again, they went way too high.
What kind of stuff was in them?
They're just cases. You want to see?
Sure, why not? Thank you, Jameis. I could not think of what I was trying to say.
Uh, so Mike knows what these are.
Oh,
These are
when you
like
say
eight.
cases, you meant cases.
They're cases.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Are
There's
they made for personal protection devices? Or are they
24 of them. I think they originally held military optics,
right?
but they're really good cases to sell.
Right.
But I quit bidding before they went to 200.
One, two, three, four.
So they got up to about $10 each. So I was like, crap.
What do they sell? Roughly, what do they sell for?
Uh, well, let's see. USGM.
I'm making Todd use his computer skills this morning.
Um,
Well, good, Anissa.
um, see if I can find some like it. Um, 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 um. I'm looking. I'm looking. Still.
Thank you, Javis. I'm not running at full speed this morning.
Okay, they're sort of like this one.
What was the shipping on that?
He put 95 bucks on shipping. This is not a sold listing.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not gonna sell that for $95 shipping.
Oh, he had $95 shipping on that?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's kind of an idiot right there. Let's see if this one's like it. Not exactly. Ba-ba-ba.
He's got 53 on his.
Ba-bum-bum-bum.
I don't even remember Friday, Javis. Was I there?
What do you call those, Mike? Case. Trying to think. I'm not putting the right keywords in. Hardig.
James W says they sell for around $100, and you think 10 each was too much? Good morning, Mike.
Oh, it probably wasn't too much, but I'd already bought a bunch of stuff.
He was just using
a
reason not to.
I'm not finding an exact.
We don't see too many pelicans up here, but if you go down around Charleston, Myrtle Beach, you see a bunch of them. Badoom by. Ting.
This one is kind of like those.
Wow.
That's
also a deep one.
It's quite a bit larger than the ones on that pallet.
Right.
Let's look at sold comps. Oh, those were sold comps.
I know my Javis. I started to say, well, does he bite when you try to reach in his mouth to get your gun out of it? Or whatever you got stored in it? But I didn't. I just let it go by. Wait a minute. What's that lot of? What was that lot? Go up just a little bit.
All right, this one's more like that one. It sold for $100.
8.6 inches deep.
Bum, bum. So anyway, there you go.
They must be heavy. Or are they just big because they're so big?
I don't know. All right. I have a sickness.
Well, that's good. How Todd has a sickness. You're only saying that, James. Lag, because he's spending your inheritance.
I think those light bulbs are all the 4-foot overhead light. I know. That's a pee bucket. Morning, David Carlisle. How you doing?
Todd, they're going to be surprised as hell when you pass on and Gwen liquidates everything and moves on to a cruise ship full time, which means they won't get anything.
I'm racking my brain, David. How do I know you? I remember your name, but I can't.
Okay. Mike.
Bought the stuff beside the dumpster. I know. There's body parts in the boxes.
Yeah, they would have been weatherproof, wouldn't they, Hank? They could just stack them up under the carport, not worried about it.
Anissa got a cha-ching. How about that? That never happens. Ballet shoes for the win. That's right, Javis. Ba-bum-bum.
I think he's got James. I think he's on a slab.
Stock market. Come on, man. It was overinflated anyway. It's supposed to go down some more today.
You have 500 pairs that you haven't listed, Anissa.
Oh, you're heading back north, are you, Mike?
What is he? A snowbird?
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked at those cases before. They're worth quite a bit of money.
Good
Which
morning,
makes me
Chester.
wonder if the person who bought them at the last auction just didn't pick them up. How do I know you, David? I'm
He is
drawing a
in
blank.
he is in the silver and gold stacking community. He said he's all over it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I did get some new silver. Da-da. I paid too much for these, but I don't know. Remember when they made colorized coins and they were
Right?
so popular? These are the Patriots collection.
Is that for holding, or are you going to, when prices go right, you'll flip them?
Uh, I just had an extra hundo in my pocket, and I
Okay.
and I just picked these up. So a little bit of savings, but they're three silver eagles that have been colorized.
Right.
So as long as we got a silver guy here.
Lag just fell over. He heard you say, "Well, I just happen to have a hundo in my pocket, and I thought I'd buy them." He's going, "Quit! Stop!"
Oh, I get bored of stuff all the time. I can't. In fact, I can't sit down and list the same type of thing just over and over and over and over. Unless I just need some mindless activity, I just sit there and do it.
And this are all those ballet slippers girls? Do you have any boys in there, or is there a difference other than the colors?
He's laughing while he's doing a bench press. She bought a whole bunch of them.
Okay, just wondered.
Silver and gold have a community. Yeah, you've been a part of it for 12 years. 24K. Sold some forks. That's good. Sold some forks. Mirror, mirror on the wall. He has more gold than all. You've got quite a bit. I know that. Girl shoes, colors all the same. All right, caught up in the chat. Yay. Yeah, I have to do Google Lens on silverware patterns. I like to sell silverware, but I don't just have a Rolodex in my brain for what's valuable.
Sorry, I'm laughing at lag. He's just jealous that he doesn't live near you, Todd, so he can't buy that stuff.
Why would somebody
The
pee
hand
in those?
dryers,
Because
Anissa. I'm sorry.
sure, surely the air would spray pee everywhere.
You would think.
He's talking about the hand dryers, and this
Yeah.
some doofus is peeing those things. My flatwares are not. Don't know where they go. I remember when I was young, we would have company over, and uh, if it was a large group, then we always used the paper plates, but we still used regular silverware. So when I remember when Dad was taking out the trash, he would dig through the trash looking for silverware that'd been thrown out with the paper plates. Avon calling. Oh no. Pissing in the wind. Wasn't that a song? Pee is sterile. Ba, ba, ba. Wow. There you go, Mike. Uh, dun, dun. Yeah, we gotta have a set of nice flatware. Everybody does. We had an okay set of flatware, and then we inherited, I think, 2 sets from my mom. Yeah, I've been getting some stuff ready. I hope that pallet of tools I bought, I can just set them in the carport and leave them until Saturday and sell them then. Yeah, it's rained quite a bit here too. Dun, dun. I hope the stuff that I bought isn't just completely waterlogged. I'll buy my own inventory. Dun, dun. I don't mark anything in my garage sale. I've got so much stuff that I just don't do it. I just set it out. People come up, how much is this? What do you want? Dollar.
How much will you pay for it?
I usually tell a price. They come up, how much is this? $3. Never mind, $2 for you because you're cute, or something. Just blow it out. If it's in my garage sale, I want rid of it. I'm going to list good stuff, and so anything in my garage sale is just stuff. I need to I need to blow it out. I need to get rid of it. Like I get so much military surplus stuff that isn't worth listing. What'd you send me, Sadie?
Go ahead and say it, Todd. Go ahead and say it.
Wow.
God, I hate you.
Sadie sent me a picture. Look at the river going in front of his buddy's house. That's not a street anymore. That's a river.
Wow.
Raining in Missouri. 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 Lag. He loves. He's a lover.
You know, Todd, when
Yes.
when you have gone to the great yard sale up in the sky, and they're having, you gotta tell Gwen before you go to the great yard sale up in the sky that you will not be having an open casket viewing, because you know all these assholes from around the country will spend the money to come there just to put a empty toothbrush holder in your casket with you.
There you go. It's like I'm the only one who makes bad buys, and y'all make so much fun of
I,
me.
I'm not making a buy. I'm not laughing at you at all, Todd. I am
Yeah, you
not.
are.
You know, the toothbrush holder, you know,
Yeah, that was a bad buy.
yeah, you might have could have used some creativity and donated it to your local schools and tried to make some money, get a little bit of tax money back off of it. But uh how long has my wife has it been since she had her transplant? She had her transplant June of 2010. So this June of this year will be 15 years.
Lag's a hugger. Sure. Some strange person at the Nashville will walk up and hug me, and I'll go, "Who are you?"
But she just had one, Ron. She's not been rebuilt like you. Isn't that Ron? Yeah. Yeah, they're just picking on him today.
Yeah, they're all gone. I threw them out. Yeah, but
See,
yeah,
I would really like to see what Lag says. Says.
I just need to buy some big
Says.
boxes that those Dysons will, or those air blades will fit in, and I think I'll just, I think I'll buy one of those power cords that goes to it, and then just test them all, and then if they work, I can sell them as used working condition because
You
they
know
sell
anybody?
pretty good, didn't it? Did we look at those
What's that?
used air blades for sale?
I don't know, but have you? Do you know anybody at the school district? I don't know if they use those in schools these days or not. But excuse
Nah.
me.
People in schools, procurement people, they buy new stuff. Let's
Well, that's
see.
the reason they're always over budget. I'm just saying, because they're going to pay 40% more just because they're state people.
Okay, we go to used and we go to sold. So there you go. looks like there's several like this one on those pallets.
Are those pre-owned?
This is pre-owned, and it's sold for $700.
Wow.
So there you go. If I get 2 that work out of the 40, then I made a good profit. Let's see if any sold untested. This one sold for 250. Now, why did this one not sell for 700?
We'll go down to the condition. I mean, the description. See if there's something in it. There. This is a.
Okay, so here's the size. They're like 29 inches tall, 14 inches wide, and 12 inches deep. So, all right, this one is tested and works. So I don't know why the other one sold for 700 and this one sold for
As it should.
250.
That part of it always puts doubts, as it should.
That one sold for 229. All right, this is parts only. So if I get, he's got free shipping. Oof. The shipping on those is going to be probably $50. But you would still make, I don't know, maybe $125 profit on that. So there you go. There's one that sold not working.
But you got to, unless you find the right size boxes where you can just throw some padding in there, pop them in it, and close them up. You might have some extra time and get those things shipped securely.
And there's some refurbished ones that sold. So anyway, working ones sell between 250 and 700. So we'll see. Bum, bum. Yeah, stock market's dropping, which is.
Hey, Jennifer.
I think.
Hey, Craig.
Before the stock market started dropping, it was in big time nosebleed anyway.
It's all a Ponzi scheme anyway, so.
It's all a Ponzi scheme.
Craig, is Landshark still banned from Todd's show?
Bum, bum, bum.
John says it looks like Dyson's website has great support section for those manuals, troubleshooting, etc.
Yeah, look at that. Standard and Poor's. This is 1 month. It was up around 5,800 and now it's below 5,000.
Because of the tariffs?
Yeah. But something would have had to happen eventually anyway, because the U.S. has had such a trade deficit with the rest of the world. And it's gotten really bad the last 25 years.
That's okay, Lag. You keep saying that, but when your life by the end of the year, when your life is much better, we're gonna make you eat those words. Yep, we voted for it, Lag.
Morning, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
James, you're getting ready to buy stock. Yeah, that's it may not be a bad thing because you're supposed to buy low and sell high, right? Isn't that the basis for all
Yep. Beth, a friend from a
investing?
different type of channel, he and his family's he's getting transferred to Houston. And I said, "Well, you need to go ahead and buy you a pontoon boat." He says, "I'm not anywhere near a lake or a river." And I said, "Well, apparently they have rainstorms down there that the whole city of Houston becomes a lake."
Yeah, I was young, but I remember when Nixon went to China and set them up in a most favored trading partner status.
Cool, Beth. Let us know how your Shopify store does. Shopify. Really? Well, at one point, I just casually mentioned that because they were talking about moving people around for the company that Roberta works for. And I said, they had a big department in St. Louis. And Mr. Sadie said, if they talk about transferring her to St. Louis, tell her to find another job. Oh, there he is. Shut up, Sadie.
Yeah, all this open trade pretty much since the end of World War II when we were trying to help Japan rebuild and
Right.
Europe rebuild, and that's when we got started on the presidents following Lincoln. That's when America was rich. America became the richest nation on earth
Hey,
not long
Roman.
after the Civil War. And there was no income tax. All the money came from tariffs. Free trade has always been expensive. Yeah. That and foreign holdings own about $23 trillion worth of United States assets. Of course, half of that is debt. We keep going into debt to pay for stuff that we don't need.
Okay, got to back up.
Dun, dun. And it hasn't been free trade. When if we wanted to sell something to Great Britain, they slapped a VAT tax on it.
Yeah.
They didn't call it a tariff, they called it a tax on.
Remember
Hey,
when they put the luxury tax on stuff like yachts?
yeah.
It destroyed Hatteras. They just about didn't regroup. Yes, there were 250 to several $1 million yachts, but it's not like everybody and their brother was going out buying these daggum yachts. And the few tradesmen, craftsmen that were building these things, they were put out of a job when they should have fired a lot of people working for the country that don't do anything. My mom's doing good. I talked to her day before yesterday, or was it yesterday? Anyway, and she said she was doing good. They never could find out what was wrong with her. I think it had something to do. She had a root canal the day before. I think it had something to do with that. But I'm not a doctor.
So with the new tariffs, are everyday things we buy that is manufactured like in China going to get more scarce or more expensive? Might be a good time to do some prepping. Buy stuff that is made in China that that you use a lot of. You lost an American client today because of the trade or
No, is that
because of the tariffs.
well? That won't affect people in South Carolina and North Carolina because everybody in North Carolina and South Carolina drive 20-year-old cars.
Car parts.
Is that your watch business or is that your other job?
It's going to become slower to move and more expensive. Another thing about the trade thing, how can, let's say I've got a utility knife that I want to sell on eBay. How is it that one of these exact same things can be shipped to my prospective customer cheaper than I can do it from Texas? How can the Chinese ship it cheaper?
Because of
Because
things
it's
that they've
coming from like 10,000 miles farther away than the mine is.
because those postal agreements. I mean,
That's what that,
seriously,
that's what I wish they would fix instead of doing so much tariff stuff. Make it an even playing field for us resellers to sell the things we want to sell.
or even manufacturers, if they could ship that knife at the prices that they can ship trans-Pacific, then these companies could just ship directly to customers.
Well, Ping, how come the United States doesn't subsidize my shipping? That e
Ping, I'm sure
e-packing.
you've told us before. What is your heritage?
Me?
Ping.
Ping is a Chinese descent.
Okay.
She like second or third generation, I think. Ping, weren't you born in the U.S.?
I don't. I don't even know what Tumi is. If you're talking about Timu, I've only placed one order from them, and that was about $7.99 with $1 shipping.
We just handed the world to China.
Are you a U.S. citizen now, Pink?
Yeah, she's a U.S. citizen.
Shut up, lag.
Bum, 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 bum. The rich I know, my family makes more on the crashes. Well, that makes sense. You buy low, sell high.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that's sitting on a lot of cash right now. A lot of rich people that are not driving the damn Bugattis and Rolls Royces and wearing damn pimp ass Rolex watches, and they're sitting on a lot of cash. And when it gets bad for everybody else, they were going, "Oh, your father was a U.S. citizen." Uh, they're going to be buying this stuff left and right.
Bum, bum. Roman.
Roman. He's going to sell pictures.
Yeah,
He's gonna be like those people when you go to the Bahamas or Mexico. Oh, $5. You want to take a picture with me?
yeah. $5 for a handshake and $10 for a hug. Don't even ask me what a kiss will cost.
Quality
Bum, bum,
alone.
bum. Yeah, I think times are going to be tough for a while. But it needed to happen. If it didn't happen, it was going to crash on its own anyway. That's my opinion. Why do I think it was going to crash anyway?
People are still going out and buying stuff. They haven't slowed down a bit. You go into a Walmart, go back to electronics section. Look at people throwing the daggum TVs in in the buggies, in the trolleys. If we got any Brits in here,
Do I stop where? It wouldn't have crashed for a couple more decades. That may be right. I was surprised as hell that the U.S. economy didn't crash in 2009, 10, and 11 because it nearly did. Bum, bum, bum.
okay. There's a lot of things that has nothing to do with Mr. Car sales are in the toilet because nobody can afford to buy the price that they've got stuff set on.
Amazon dropped your package in the outgoing USPS mail tub. Yeah, they'll get it sorted out within the next 6 months.
Have you talked to your post office,
Beth,
Beth? I mean, I know it's too much to imply, but you would think people would go, "Oh, hell, Amazon package to the address that we just picked up from. We made a faux pas." I'm surprised he hasn't, Roman. Break it loose from the government. Make it have to compete.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, they would have, Beth. But then again, if they would go to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday delivery and forget about the other 3 days, they would save a lot of money then. Because I was talking to my mail carrier, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago, last week, and she said, I said, "Are you delivering a lot of stuff?" She said, "Only because it was on Tuesday when all the sale papers come out." She said, "Tuesdays I'm really busy because that's when I have to stop at everybody's boxes." But she said, "Nah, people are just not using the mail service." Excuse me. She said Christmas time was still busy because there's a lot of people that still send out Christmas
See you
cards.
later, Ron.
Bye bye, Ron.
Do, do. Always support local business if you can. There you go. So, is there any talk from companies about putting some manufacturing back in the U.S.?
I've heard rumors that companies are coming back. Not in a big, not big, you know. They're not completely moving everything out of there, but they're opening up small factories up here and bringing stuff back.
Wow, that's a good sale, Phil. Ba-bam. Blackberry. Most manufacturing will not return to the U.S. Taxes too high, employee wages too high, tight regulations.
Well, y'all know how I feel about that. There's plenty of money to be made. They just got too many fucking stockholders to have to pay off. Excuse me, pardon my French. My anglais.
We added manufacturing jobs in February and March.
That's what I thought I read too.
But it's probably a drop in the bucket for what needs to happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Anissa. I didn't mean to bruise your virgin ears. You got two high schoolers. You're not right.
Tom's throwing F bombs.
Yes, I'm sorry. Things
Okay.
just get under my last good nerve. All right.
So, we solved the problems of the world.
Yep. And I need to go paint. So,
Yeah, I've got to get my packages to the post office. I had an average sales weekend. I sold about, yeah, let me look here.
when are you going to go get your hand cleaners, hand blowers?
I'm going to make at least one trip today. I may make two of them. Problem is, I don't think it'll all fit in one truckload.
Yeah.
And I don't know that if I go pick it up and unload it, that I will feel like going and getting another load today because they're like 38 pounds a piece. And if I carry 40 38-pound items, that's
You're going to be
you're
sleepy
you're
tonight.
reaching the limit of old man. Muscles.
No, is this how far is this place away from you?
It's about 25 miles.
Okay. Well, you just be careful.
Oh yeah, I don't want to drop one on my toe.
No, I don't want you to have overexert yourself. And
I could use some exercise, but not all at once. All right, folks. Thanks for coming. We'll see you tomorrow on Tom's show. That
yeah,
guy. Oh, I'm still.
yeah,
That guy right there. Where is he? Nope,
right here.
wrong direction.
Don't forget, I won't be doing a show on Thursday because
Can't
the
do it.
carpet people will be here. So if anybody would like to give it a go and give Todd a break,
I can't point at you. What the hell?
just let us know.
All right.
If the chicks wanted to do a show, oh, that was sexist, wasn't it? Anissa and Beth and Hank. I bet that would be an amazing show.
Yeah, it would.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
I'll read his name. Au revoir.